what you need to know. It looks like we're going into a recession. First thing to do, please don't panic. When stocks do go down eventually, don't sell everything off. It's sort of like if you went to the grocery store and toilet paper was on sale, you don't go, oh no, I gotta sell all my toilet paper. You go, hey, look, it's on sale, I should buy more. That's how you should look at stocks. If it's something that you don't need for the next, 5, 10 years, you should look at it as, hey, look, stocks are on sale. Don't sell when they're at the bottom effectively. That's how people lose and cement their losses. So what is a recession? Well, it's 2 negative quarters of GDP and overall slowdown of the economy. The Fed, they have a dual mandate. They need stable prices, about 2% inflation is their target, and they want to see maximum employment. This typically is around 4% or less, but it usually doesn't go below 3%. Consumer Price Index, this is basically we're looking at how much increase in prices there are. So in June of 2022, it was 9.1%. That's very high. And in July of this year, data just came out. It's always a month behind. It's 2.9%. So it's gone down from 9.1 to 2.9%. So we're closing in on that 2% target. And right now we've gone up in interest with the Fed funds rate between 5.25% and 5.5%. Now, if you get a mortgage, they would tack on another maybe 2 or 3% on top of this. Something called the yield curve. This has been inverted since July of 2022. That's between the 10-year and the 2-year. So 9 out of 10 times a recession occurs, maybe 6 to 12 months after that. This has been inverted now for it's been 2 years now, so it's been quite a while. The unemployment rate was at 3.4% April of 2023. That was our low. And now we're starting to creep up, and it's 4.3% in July. Now, if you notice, when unemployment starts creeping up, it doesn't really take too long before it hits the peak. So it's 4.3 right now, but it could be much higher in a few months. So the non-farm payroll was revised down. So effectively, we thought we had 2.9 million jobs created over the last 12 months, and they realized they only created about 2.1 million, so about 800,000 jobs disappeared. They don't exist. So predictions, I think that we might be in the start of a recession now, or at least by the end of 2024 or in 2025. It's likely going to be in 2025. The Fed's fund rates, Jerome Powell basically said that he's going to have to reduce interest rates soon. The next date that they can do that is going to be in September, and I think it's going to drop from that 5.5% down to about this 5.25 or maybe 5. And by the end of the year, I think it's going to be about 4.25 to 4.75 in December. Bonds are inversely related to the interest rate, so as interest rate goes down, the value of bonds goes up, because they pay the face value. As long as they're investment grade bonds and the underlying security doesn't go bankrupt, effectively bonds go up when interest rate goes down. New CDs, savings accounts, and money market accounts are going to start seeing the interest drop from banks. Stocks, at least while it's early on, as we see interest drop, effectively stocks are going to go up most likely. In the midst of a recession, they'll start to go down, and then in the recovery phase, they rebound. That's basically how it works. Mortgage interest rates, if you're getting a new mortgage or refinancing, you're going to see that these rates are going to start going down very shortly, if not already. For severity, we're probably going to hit, more than likely, fairly average recession. If policymakers and basically Jerome Powell and the Fed move quickly, it can help to reduce the impact to the overall economy and people's income effectively. The average recession post-World War II is about 10 months. The longest one was in 2007 through 2009 at 18 months. The shortest was in 2020 at 2 months. Typical unemployment rates, well, the average is generally around 78% during the peak of a recession. The highest was about 15%, and that was in 2020. It was that high because people were not allowed to work. The lowest peak was back in the 70s. It was about 6%. And at best, when we don't have a recession, just under a normal economic activity, specifically during a boom, you'll see the lowest we hit 3.4%. You don't really go below that. So that's about 3 people out of 100 people that don't have employment, that are looking for employment. So what are actions you can take today? Well, one thing, make sure you get yourself an emergency fund as soon as you possibly can, because in a couple of months there might be some difficulty doing so. I would start by saving $1,000. Really what I want as my emergency fund is about 6 months worth of all of my bills. And that way, if I lost a job, I have a few months that I can recover, find a job. At the end of this, once it starts hitting a recovery and it's no longer a recession and people are no longer getting laid off, then I can take that money, use it in the recovery phase, and invest it. But at the moment, I want to have 6 months of bills, at least in an account that's FDIC. I'd probably lock in the interest in CDs right now because the interest rates are going to keep going down. So if I lock this in, say, a CD ladder, that will at least ensure that I'm getting that amount of interest. And if I need to, I can break a couple of CDs if I lost a job or something like that. If you're looking for ways to build that emergency fund fast, I have a couple of crazy ways to make a couple $1,000s a month. Well, I hope that helps. I give a lot of information regarding financial topics such as how to make more money, how to save money, and how to invest. Alright, well, thank you for watching. Please subscribe and have a great day.